Hello! Welcome to Sibling Synergy Watches KKnD Krossfire.
Whoa,
Yeah.
it's an old game.
Yeah, we really like this game. It's a game from our childhood, and we will be watching post-commentary of me rocking through the campaign. So this first episode will be the first 3 missions of each faction. Yeah!
Yay!
And we're gonna let you listen to the intros because they're really, really fucking funny.
Oh,
so,
they're so good.
what do we want to start with? Survivor, Evolved, or Series 9?
Survivors.
Survivors,
Go!
go! Up.
I love the maps too.
I don't get it, Commander. You leave one war to rebuild some cavalry, you wait 40 years, and then you find a bunch of damn farming robots want you off the surface too. So we wiped out their crops with NukeFest 2079, so what? Anyway, the Hickbots are reinforcing a base with, reinforcements. Make a mess of their little camp, then get your own happening to clean up. We used to control these agricultural robots. Let us punish some insubordination.
Punish some insubordination. Yep. So, I don't know how many of you have actually played this game, but this is probably one of the best RTS games from back in the day.
KKnD 2 Krossfire came out, I think 1 year after the first StarCraft in Eastern Time.
Yep.
And KKnD 1 was released 1 year before StarCraft.
Yeah.
So that means they had basically like a year to make this. Fortunately, StarCraft 2 came out
Yeah.
11 years after. But this is a pretty goddamn good game.
Yeah, for its time it was really good, and people would call it like a Command and Conquer ripoff, but I don't think that's fair because this game has like a whole slew of mechanics and like just gameplay feel that Command and Conquer never came close to having like as smooth in my opinion, right? In this game you can set up like transport queues with your dropships, right? So you can have your dropships be in this location, have it queued to load units, fly to a location, unload the units, and then fly back on a permanent loop. And like that's a transport ship right there. You don't actually get them in this. That's just a sort of like a reinforcement event. But yeah, you couldn't do that in Command & Conquer, as I recall. The only big similarity was that your buildings technically build themselves as you like plop them down.
So it's like Protoss.
Yeah, exactly. Except you don't actually have workers aside from your.
And you have to build within the radius of your commanding base, which is on the right side. It has the little flag.
Well, it's not of any structure that's not oil rig or a tower.
Yeah.
You can build close to, and you can build towers close to oil rigs. So.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is your only resource in the game is collecting oil. Yep. And you see, I have that little.
Oh no, you supply too.
Yeah,
Supplies are resource.
but not so much because you can adjust that in the like the settings and be like your maximum is 1,000 units and each unit's cost 1.
But not in the missions. Can you?
Yeah, you can for the mission.
It's still a resource.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because in multiplayer, you can
build
be
so
like,
much.
start with this much oil.
Yeah. So when I played this when I was a kid, I had no sense of like creating concaves or any kind of like really good tactic that I learned from StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
So basically my strategy was to make all the stuff and throw it at my enemy and just like out macro, right? And that was indicative of my early StarCraft play too, right? Like when I first got into the Wings of Liberty beta, I was still like when Platinum League was the highest, I was still Platinum League building a bunch of shit and just like sending it at my opponents because I was really good at building stuff and like defending. Yeah, exactly. I was like how Dad is now, where I can just sort of sit and turtle and get this massive army and then throw it at my opponent.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's the Series 9. They are the farming robots. The farm robots.
They also have guns.
Yeah, they have guns.
My favorite race in this, obviously, is the Evolved because they are creepy as shit. They're like farming animals too. I don't know where they.
Yeah, they had their like the pigs and the mastodon
They have little piggy
elephants.
farms. And what's cool in this is that there's an entire tech tree of structures that will provide oil or energy without actually, like, you don't need an oil rig. And there's different, like, tech levels of every level that you get, so you need a research building for this shit. Kyle?
Yeah. Well, okay. It's like when you see the little research structure in my base. I don't know if you saw, but it was like research completing. It's the little observatory with the satellite dish on the top. The way you upgrade in this game is you click on that research facility, and then you click on the building that you want to research. And there are 5 tiers of research, and each tier gets you either a new unit or a new building depending on what you're upgrading. And like as you see here, I'm basically just using all the basic units because this is the first mission. You only get to upgrade once.
I just want to throw it out there too, because you can upgrade your upgrading building to upgrade faster.
Yeah.
So you can be like, click on itself, and then it like makes itself better.
Yeah, I believe it costs less too once you upgrade. But yeah, one of the things in this game that's not so prevalent in a lot of newer RTSs is that the vehicles have turrets, which means that they can shoot and move at the same time, which isn't something that you see a lot of.
Also, if you have infantry and you have like tanks and shit, can those buggies run them over too? I don't think those
No, you can't.
Bigger tanks can run over infantry.
Yeah.
As
So
like
you-
any race.
And
Like
that's
Series 9,
why
the Evolvers, Survivors.
you'll always see me keep my my units on a
You
separate
have to run
hotkey.
over your own thing.
No, you can't run
I
over.
can't? Okay, good. I was gonna say.
Yep.
If you don't destroy those bridges, do they come and attack you?
If I what?
Don't destroy the bridges,
Yes, they'll come and attack you from the.
and then you die.
Well, you don't die. I mean,
It's
I could
just-
probably hold
Just
it, but
annoying.
I was like, yeah. Anyway, that was Mission 1 Survivors on to
Stay tuned for Mission 2.
Evolve.
Oh wait, no. Evolve.
Evolve Mission 1.
And now we're on to my favorite race.
Yeah.
Kahanaho, the centenary is upon us. 100 years since the Scourge ravaged our world. And the gods test us again by sending the filthy Symmetrics back to steal our land. They have set up a camp near one of our weaker ones. Scout the area for a new campsite and build a second camp. Reinforcements will be sent when we can spare them. Keep both clan halls alive or the mission is lost. Celebrate our centenary, Kahanaho, by cleansing the land of Symmetric abominations.
I love how there's like slang incorporated into them. The Symmetrics.
Yeah, the
That's
Symmetrics.
like.
Yeah, the
Some old
freaks
shit.
and the Symmetrics.
Oh, and I love the Evolved soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah,
So good.
Yeah, it is really good.
Oh,
So this
That
is
was
the
his
first
first.
mission that introduces you into like the mobile base building thing.
yeah.
My very first KKnD experience. Okay, I wonder if I can tell the story fast enough. Okay, so this is me being, I think it was 7 years old, having my very first computer that had a 1 gigabyte hard drive. I believe it was a Pentium 66, whatever. I had a disc my dad had got me that had the original KKnD on it, or it was the original KKnD Extreme demo. And it had another game on it as well, and when you stuck the CD in the CD drive, it would load the other game, which sucked. I don't remember what it was called, it was bad. And I would look at the back of this CD case thing, and I would see this game called KKnD, and it looked so cool, and I wanted to play it so bad. I wanted to play it so bad, but I could never get it to work. Until this one day where I had fierce determination, and I went into my computer, and I opened the directory of the CD drive and found KKnD, and I found the setup file and I installed it. And I was 7, and I was so proud of myself that I like actually got it to run. So yeah, and then the very first mission I played, it was called River Crossing. I remember it well because you started out with a barrage craft, an Anaconda tank, 2 flamethrower tanks, a couple infantry, and a couple ATVs, and like a couple motorcycles, like a decent little army. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I transformed my what I call it, orbital command, my command center or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know what it's called in this game. I'm gonna call it command center. Anyway, outpost. That's what it is. Outpost. Okay. So I would transform my outpost at like the starting location, and then there were also other locations that you could just like right when you started the mission, you could travel halfway across the map and be like, oh, this is a good place to set up a base. And I really liked that element of like in Age of Empires, you'd call it nomad, where you don't actually have a start location. You just have your first couple villagers that you get to go and like choose a location to like where resources are abundant and you know all that fun stuff. So I really like that element, and I really like that.
Smart little kid.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, well, like it's different in games like StarCraft. You have spawn locations that are very, very specific because they have the resources like put in them, right? And they have like symmetrical resources like around the map. Like you don't see one side of the map that's favored to like one of the players, because that's just not fair. But like they didn't have much of a concept of this back in the day, so you see these really lopsided style maps, which I think are fun in like a single player context.
Yeah.
So here's just me building scorpions. The scorpions are fucking awesome.
They're so fun. And they sound so cool.
Yeah.
They're like one of my favorite sounds in this game.
And then here's me just like setting up combos. Because I actually know how to now. And there's tricks that I didn't know when I was a kid here, like I think it's Control F, like shift click Control F is like how you attack move. You would attack move in StarCraft.
Yeah. It's more difficult.
Yeah.
The micro can be done, but it's just very awkward.
Yeah. But I think one of the biggest selling points for this game, like as an old title, is probably the fact that it has a really good waypoint system and a good patrol system. Right? It's if you've ever played Supreme Commander, it kind of works the same way, where you set it up and then you just like so like you set up a square and then you just re-click on like the very first waypoint you made it to make it a patrol point. And I think I'm going to attack with my ally here to just be like,
For the record, the first time we played this game, I beat Kyle.
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did. I was so proud of myself, and then I'd never beat you again. That's how that happens.
You're right.
And like the first time, like
Didn't I
Kyle's
give you-
story was about the first KKnD. The second time, like the second KKnD that we got, like I remember the big like oh moment between us is when we saw like the giant crab with the fucking missile launcher on it. And we're like, oh my god,
Oh, that's so cool.
this game is like, oh, it's like so good.
Yeah, there's so many.
When
like,
you're a
awesome
kid,
cool-
this shit is like fucking.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't have
this
like.
was amazing looking. Like,
Exactly.
it's still, I think it still looks great.
Yeah, the
honestly.
sprite art in this isn't bad. Like people say, like I've seen even in the KKnD communities or like the community sites, people are like KKnD 1 is like way better. I don't know about that. I mean, like they definitely have a different kind of like art style. Like the sprites are designed differently, and KKnD 2 I think is a lot faster paced, especially because like I don't know if you noticed right away. I turned the speed up all the way because I play on like the fastest setting, just because that's how I did when we were kids, right?
Yeah.
Like
Same with like Age of Empires. We didn't realize that
Yeah.
fastest isn't supposed to be played on.
yeah, everybody plays it on normal, but like I don't know. I always like the faster pace because like I think if you have the micro, like if you're a quick enough player, you can actually do it properly.
It would also be like this game would be really easy to play if you could have hotkeys for buildings, construction, creating shit. What?
Yeah,
What?
you can, but like it's not as good. It's not as good as like the StarCraft one setup. Like you can there's hotkeys to like open the menus, but then I don't believe there's hotkeys to like actually like build. There might be, but I don't know if you see this. I think I might do it again. There. See how it's like there's that line there, and then there's the attack. That's go to this location and attack everything in the area. That's that shift key. And I really like that. And I didn't know that as a kid, and it was like when I was playing this game, it made it really. I don't want to say easy, but like it made the game feel like a newer style RTS that had a lot of like good mechanics. Because this game does have a lot of great mechanics. Yeah, Gahanaho wins. All right, Series 9.
What's Series 9?
Series 9, Mission 1.
Oh, that's so cool.
Unit 21. Our conversion from agriculture to military is almost complete, and in time to test against the newly discovered subterranean humans. The nukes of their ancestors destroyed our crops and our livelihood. All humans will pay. Here's a chance to exact that payment. Guide a response bot back to our base through an old area of ours. Use our old repair bays, destroy all humans. They are many, but you are big. You do the math.
Yep.
I love how it's just like a disembodied face in like a giant fucking glass structure that's being like surrounded by like other technology. It's just kind of so.
That little like electricity thing that
like
goes around.
glorious.
You know what it reminds me of is those what are they called? They're like these bricks full of pins, and you like put your hand in it, and it like conforms to your hand, and you get like this like little structure in your hand. Yeah, I like that. I really like that.
Because it's like it's not there. What's there? Oh my god.
So this is.
Oh no! Series 9 has the best music. By far. Like Series 9 2 soundtrack.
Oh yeah, robots too. Yeah, it
Robots
sounds.
too.
You were like it's like an robot orchestra.
Yeah, it's like a robot orchestra.
Or
When
no,
you hear
robot opera. That's what you
opera.
said.
Yeah. And like some of the melodies, like it sounds like a robot is singing. Like the way that it like kind of projects and like the I don't know, the frequency and like the way that it's stutters, velocity, things.
Yeah.
It just I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you can link the song, but like it's just fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it is really good. When I was a kid, I actually like stayed and killed that whole base with one response bot. I remember this.
I still have the Series 9 soundtrack like always in my collection whenever I'm playing StarCraft.
Yeah, Series 9 is good. Actually, I think of the three, Series 9 's probably still like my least favorite. But like I like the soundtrack as a whole so much that like that's really not saying much. Like they're so close in terms of like quality.
Well, I just like if you look at like the second, like Robots 2 and Robots 3, like this one isn't as great, but it's like you can still appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only one of like Survivors, there's only 2 that I really like, and then one I can't remember which one I dislike.
Yeah,
I know Survivors 2 is my favorite.
Oh, that was quick.
And the Evolved, there's not one of the Evolved that I particularly like, but Series 9 has 2 really good ones.
All right, thus concludes first episode. GG.